Well, it really baffles me when I see the status of African continent being the most richest planet on planet Earth, having the most suffering people. When will the African politicians, when will the African leaders, when will the African representatives, when will they be ashamed of themselves? When will they be ashamed of themselves? Because if they are not ashamed, they could never in any way realize their downfall, realizing their setback, realizing their lateness. Just imagine, in all over the whole world, Africa is the only continent that the government forgot to build government houses. In all over the world, African continent is the only place that the government forgot to build government houses. Forgetting that without home, whereby a process whereby citizens are lacking of home, it is difficult to stop crime, because you don't know the whereabouts of the citizens, you don't know their home address, you don't know where they live. So anything you think that you are doing that in the name of security, they are out of point. They are not genuine. Or everything the so-called armed forces are doing, claiming that they are working or securing the country, is a lie. All those are fake. It's a fake. All is oppression. The definition of all the atrocities that the armed forces, the people who are carrying arms in Africa, all what you people are doing is creativities of atrocity, because everybody you've arrested, everybody you've imprisoned, everybody who are guilty of any crime in Africa, they are not guilty. Do you know why? Because first of all, the main thing that the government are supposed to do, the main thing that the government are supposed to handle, the main problem that the government are supposed to solve, they are not putting their focus to solve those problems. Then you expect right thing to be going on in such an environment. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. This is just, all these things are just formulations. They are all formulations. They are what? Formulations. Just imagine, in Africa, in every country in Africa, there is no government houses. Government, the so-called politicians in Africa, they never provide anything like government houses. They never provide anything like hospitals. They never provide anything like transportations. Everything in Africa is owned by individuals. There is no government development in Africa. There is nothing developed by the government. Everything are done by individuals. When will the politicians be ashamed of themselves? This is my question. When will the politicians, the African politicians, when will they be ashamed of themselves? Because if they are not ashamed, they will keep on misbehaving. They will keep on misbehaving. Just imagine. You go to have meeting with European president, European governors, European prime ministers. What are the plans? Why are you sitting with people who are building their countries and you are unable to build your country? What does that supposed to signify? What does that mean? This is a message and a question to the African leaders. When will you people be ashamed of yourselves? When? Because a shameless man does not know how backward he or her is. A shameless man does not know how backward he or her is. Just imagine. Now, some people will parading themselves that they are military armed forces, they are police armed forces, they are they are lacking of homes. How could those people be mindful of, you know, securing the country? In every country, in every country, there must be a provision of a government house. This is why there is an existence of a government. A country where there is a government, there is an existence of a government, and they have no government houses for the citizens, whereby the citizens could live and pay a little amount of money, because it is their own fundamental right to have where to stay, where to live. But this government has not this in their mindset, has not this in their... So what are the plans for development? What are the meaning of development? What are the definition of development? What are the definition of development? Every technology, every development you see in Africa, they are all individuals. The government cannot boast of one thing they do as a government. Is that not a shame? Is that not a disgrace? That you claim to be a government and there's nothing you've done in the country, in the nation, rather to make law, make noise, make law. What are the meaning of those law? What are the usefulness of those law? Law are meant on things that are being provided. When you provide things, there are things that sometimes I wonder when the government are making law, or in the whole universe, in the whole earth, when the government are making law, I feel ashamed of them when they are making law, because you make law on things you provide, not things that someone else provide. You come and make law on it. It doesn't make... That is an oppression. That is an oppression, because you provide something that you make law on those things. When you develop, when you build good roads, then you put laws on those roads. You place tasks. There is sometimes I hear about tasks, this and that. So even tasks, collection of tasks are supposed to be collected on things provided. If the government build companies, so this is when they create tasks to be able to accumulate that same money that was spent on the building of those companies. Not when an individual builds his own company, then the government are placing tasks. Does that make any sense? Does that even make any sense? You make laws on things you provide. You place tasks on things you invented. Not things that have been invented by citizens, by a sole proprietorship. Then you say you are a government, you go and pull law, you go and put tasks. Does that make any sense? That is an oppression. All this illiteracy must come to an end. All this illiteracy, it must come to an end. The government does not have any right to place tasks on things they never provided. Okay? The government has no right to place tasks on things they never provided. Tax is meant to be placed on things that is being invented by the government. The things provided by the government that the government has the right to place tax, not something of an individual. It doesn't make... That is an oppression. That is really an oppression. This is a message globally to all over the world, all over the whole earth. The government placing tax on things they never provided, it is an injustice. It is an oppression. It is a catastrophe. The government can only place tax on things they provided, infrastructures they provided, companies that they build, not an individual company you place tax. That is an oppression. That is an evil-minded. That is evil. That is evil. That is to say, you don't support growth on the country, but preaching growth. Enough of all this illiteracy. Enough. You people should stop deceiving yourself. You only place tax on things you provide, not things that is being provided by someone else. Okay?